Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Mike Tyson versus Mayweather. If they were in the same weight class, who would have won? Prime for prime, put them in the same weight class. Who would have won this fight? Because let me do this. Because when I talk about these guys, I got to give them the respect and get my big ass head up out of here. Let me tell you, they were supposed to be fighting April 25th. They were supposed to have the exhibition already. Looks like the exhibition is still going to happen, but it's been pushed back to May 30th. There's all kind of rumors out there. So when it's going to happen, I don't know. If it happens, I don't know. But it looks like it's still on. They just had some issues with venue, some money issues, network issues. Just a bunch of politics of boxing. But when I look at Mayweather and I look at Mike Tyson, and again, we're just going to sit here and just have a conversation if they were in the same weight class. So it'll be a dream matchup. We know Mike Tyson was out here, man, as a heavyweight destroyer, 215 to 220. Floyd was out here 130, 154 pounds. So for this dream matchup, let's assume same weight class, both in their prime, same night conditions, no size advantage. Because this is a conversation that's happening right now in boxing as far as Floyd and Mike Tyson, the exhibition, and who's going to win and how's it going to go. First, let me just underscore, it's an exhibition. Don't expect much of anything from Mike Tyson or from Floyd. I think they're just going to move around in there, show respect to each other, show respect to the sport, and make some huge money. You know what I mean? But if there was a tail of the tape and we talked about hand speed, I mean, Mike Tyson had extremely fast hands for a power puncher. Floyd Mayweather was lightning fast, precise. So you start talking about hand speed. If they were in the same weight class, dream match, same weight class, everything, you got to favor Floyd Mayweather for that freakish speed. Now, when it comes to power, there's no comparison here. You know what I'm saying? If they were in the same weight class, Mike Tyson, devastating one-punch KO power, that's not going to go anywhere. Now, Floyd, he was accumulative, he was sharp, he can hurt you, but you got to give Tyson the edge with power. Defense, no-brainer. But Mike Tyson, that head movement, that peekaboo style, his defense was on point. But with Floyd Mayweather, man, I guess it's what you like, peekaboo versus the shoulder roll. But with me and Floyd Mayweather, I think he was elite. May have the best ever shoulder roll in the business. But at the end of the day, when you start talking about defense, you got to go with Floyd. Floyd, was very seldomly was anyone able to connect clean on him. Mike Tyson to taking some shots. Now with footwork, Mike Tyson was explosive, could close the distance. He had brilliant footwork. But then again, with Floyd, he was able to do the same things as Mike Tyson, but he was able to control the fight, control fighters. He was a positional genius. So you got to give the edge to Mayweather. Now we start talking about ring IQ. Now this is a tough one because Mike Tyson, he was under that cuss system. Mike Tyson had brilliant ring IQ. Again, this is a tough one. But when you talk about all-time elite adaptability, Floyd Mayweather Jr. had it. His dad and Roger did an amazing job with Floyd, and he was a student of the game. But that's a hard one for me because ring IQ, Mike Tyson, and Floyd. But you got to go with Floyd because, again, he had all-time elite adaptability. Now, as far as combination punching, violent, fast combos, who you giving that to? Money May was a problem. Selective, precise, he had power, but you got to go with Mike Tyson. Violent, fast combinations. Body, head, back to the body. Mike Tyson would decapitate you with them shots, especially that body uppercut, you know what I'm saying? Amazing to watch Mike Tyson throw combinations. Then we just start talking about the chin and durability. I think Mike Tyson was strong early, questionable late. But with Floyd, he was proven. Rarely have you seen Floyd hurt. I've seen Corley hurt him. I've seen Maidana hurt him. Zab Judah touched him. Shane Mosley hurt him. But they had their moment, and then after that, Floyd just took over. So if I had to go with a chin and durability, I probably had to go with Mayweather. Then with conditioning, you got to go with Mayweather. Elite stamina, pacing, can pick it up whenever he wanted to. Mike Tyson had explosive bursts, but he wasn't moving at a pace from the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round the way Floyd Mayweather was. Then the killer instinct, I mean, we already know who that is. I'm not saying Floyd he didn't have the killer instinct. I would say he was more calculated. You know, he was one of those finishers that were more calculated. Mike Tyson was ruthless. He didn't care. No kidding. If you died, you died. Mike Tyson just didn't care. And then overall adaptability, man, you just got to look. Mike Tyson was more system-based, based on their custom out, the peekaboo style, Rooney, what they taught him. But if you start to show him something different, Mike Tyson could flounder a bit till he figured it out. With Floyd Mayweather, he adjusted anything. It didn't matter what you did in that ring. Floyd, he knew what you were going to do before you knew what you were going to do. Now, those are the fighters. So you pick who you think would win just based off of that. Same weight, same everything, but with the criteria that I just covered. Now, I think the coaching is going to matter. I think there should be a coaching factor as well if we're going to have a conversation. You're talking about Cus D'Amato. He built Tyson's peekaboo style, the aggressive angles, psychological dominance. Cus D'Amato was an amazing trainer. Game plan, cut that ring off, apply pressure early, break the opponents mentally. And that's what Mike Tyson did. Roger Mayweather. Look, he trained Floyd. Picked up after, Floyd's father had his little something. But the bottom line is he was able to refine Floyd's defensive mastery, counter-punching timing, and fight IQ. He created a genius in Floyd Mayweather. Game plan, survive early, download data, take over late. Even when he was Money Mayweather, he'd come and blow you out of there, but you could see he was in there making sure he didn't take unnecessary punishment. He's downloading data and trying to get you up out of there. And if it went long, no problem, because he knew he was going to take over and possibly get a stoppage. So Floyd Mayweather has always had these qualities. So if I come and take a look at a dream fight breakdown between these two, I mean, it's tough, man. Same weight, same everything. We're just looking at the categories we discussed and see who was stronger in which categories. And then we try to break it down. I think the early rounds, man, Tyson comes out explosive. I think he comes out aggressive. I think he looks to end it. If Floyd can survive that defensive shell, the movement, minimal exchanges, Floyd could be all right, but the danger level in them first 4 rounds is extremely high for Floyd Mayweather. If Tyson lands clean, Floyd is going to be up, and away. You know what I'm saying? Up, out of there. Fight would end early. Now, if Floyd can survive the first 4 rounds, now you get into the middle rounds. This is where rounds 5 through 8, Mike Tyson will probably slow slightly. Floyd starts timing, countering him, peppering him with the jab, hitting him with the right hand. The counters will start to, snatch flesh off the face of Mike Tyson. See that jab, stab jab, controlling the distance, and all of a sudden now, Mike Tyson in his corner, he's getting advice saying, hey, you're losing the momentum. And this is where he's going to have to try to reassess and get that second win. But the problem is, when you get into them late rounds, there's only one fighter who's able to up it. So when you get to rounds 9 through 12, Tyson's less explosive, Floyd fully in rhythm, and this becomes counterpunch clinic, frustration for Tyson. So final prediction, in my opinion, the most likely outcome, prime for prime, if they were in the same weight class, dream matchup, Floyd and Mike Tyson, I would say Floyd by decision, you know what I'm saying? And you would say, okay, well, why are you picking Floyd? I just think his superior adaptability. I think he'd recognize the danger in Tyson in the first 4 or 5 rounds, 6 rounds. And then he would show that elite defense, conditioning, footwork, ability to neutralize aggression over time. And then he would probably go and cruise to a decision because he would pick it up and start to pick him apart. But at the same time, Mike Tyson always has a chance. If Tyson cuts that ring off early, lands clean, he's going to win by KO. But the real truth, look, the fight is early danger versus long-term control. Mike Tyson, chaos, destruction, it's just what he brought to the table, man. And Mayweather, control and precision, IQ. So who wins? I don't know, man. Ain't nobody wrong with their analysis, but I just think Floyd would avoid the power, avoid the danger, just like he's always done in fights. He recognized, okay, I need to be careful. And then when the time is right, he would strike and start to pick Mike Tyson apart. I'm not saying if they were in the same weight, he would knock him out, but he'd probably go to a decision and frustrate the shit out of Mike Tyson. Anyway, That's what I think would happen if they were the same size. As far as the upcoming exhibition bout, I hope it happens, but don't expect too much. Them guys are not in their primes anymore, and just don't expect too much. But it's gonna be fun to watch. Anyway, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.